I do a lot of international child abduction in my practice of law. Unfortunately, it is a phenomenon. It is a prevalent phenomenon. We have many of them. Sometimes people come to Greece, they love it, and they make a family here, not being Greek. And sometimes they don't understand that when you marry into another culture, there needs to be, before actually having children, there needs to be certain thought and information on what this judicial system can offer to you when you separate, when you divorce, if you have children. Can you actually have your children back? Can you live independently with your children? What will this place give me legally? Protection. Will I have protection? Either the parents live abroad and the Greek parent decides to bring the child, to abduct the child into Greece, in which case, I must say from my personal legal experience, the child will leave Greece only 20% of the cases. Once the child comes here, it is very difficult to take the child away. Many times we have Greeks married with foreign partners, and what happens is that the foreign partner takes the child from Greece abroad to settle in another country. This depends on whether this country is a country that returns children. I believe that these are important questions for the foreign person to consider. We know that child abduction, also international child abduction, is very destructive for the child, because not only does it cut the child from the parent, from the second parent with whom the child was living, but also cuts the child from friends, family, school, roots, cuts a child out of everything. Plus, I have dealt with many cases where children have been hidden for a year or more, or even for less, and have not been going to school, have been just hidden in a basement in a house somewhere. Apart from causing post-traumatic stress disorder, for the child is devastating, and the child keeps talking about it for many years. I have had several cases like this. If you stay with a parent for the years after, and you see what it has done to the child, it is horrible even to think. The child keeps telling to the reunited parent, "Mother, father, we were so afraid without you. We couldn't understand why we had to hide. We couldn't understand why we didn't go to school." So it is devastating for them. What is very important for us lawyers is to be able to show to the court that life without two parents is half a life for the child, is really a life that has a limit from the start, and that puts the child in a negative position, that the child starts from living with a wound, and that wound that child will need to repair. The strength that the alienating parent has with the child is very big, but it is not a healthy bond. It is not a healthy strength of bond there, and that this needs to be severed by the court, by the authorities, by the social services.